Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Amit, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the 10-month update of the hair transplant that I got from Turkey. Apologies for that. My camera decided to topple over while I was filming. If you're seeing this, my camera still works. For those who are new, I got a hair transplant not once but twice from Istanbul, Turkey from Vera Clinic. The first time I went back, I got 6,100 grafts extracted from my donor area and placed onto my hairline and my mid-scalp. Unfortunately, at the time, I couldn't get my crown done, so I documented myself for a full year of the growth of my hair from my hairline and mid-scalp. And I decided to go back a second time to the same clinic and got my crown done. Did 4,000 grafts this time around. Now I've documented that journey as well, and I've documented the time spent at the clinic, showing you step by step exactly what happens when you go for a hair transplant in Turkey. Check those videos out if you haven't already. I have a bunch of videos on this channel as well, showcasing a lot of helpful and useful tips for someone who has just gotten a hair transplant or someone who is considering getting a hair transplant. So do consider liking this video as well and subscribing to the channel if content like that interests you. And also if you just want to see that progress of me growing a full head of hair. Alright, so let's jump right into the updates. Now, I know a lot of the times I've been talking about how much my hair has been growing, and honestly, it has not been disappointing at all throughout this entire process. My hair literally came from zero, and from what it was to what it is today, I feel like the growth has been phenomenal. My crown especially was very sensitive to me because I literally had nothing back there, and I was very sad for the longest time in my life. You know, going for the second hair transplant has given me so much more confidence in myself and being able to showcase that journey to you guys as well. You would never catch me sharing this type of pictures or videos about my hair loss to anybody before I started this journey, but as my hair has grown over time, it's made me more and more assured of myself, and all I want to do now is help people, and hopefully that can bring somebody out there some inspiration as well. So the progress so far after 10 months has been good. It hasn't been as much as it was for the first time around of my hairline and mid-scalp, but of course, as we all know, the crown usually does take a little long from what everyone says. Even the doctors tell us that the crowns usually take up to 18 months to fully grow out. I am only on the 10th month mark, so I still have, you know, a good 8 months, which is still a substantial amount of time. But for what it was back in the day, up to what it is now, I do feel like a lot of coverage has happened. I also find a lot of the times that I'm walking out with nothing covering my head. I used to wear hats all the time, but now I rarely find myself grabbing a hat to go out for anything. I feel like that's a lot of growth for myself because I don't really have to wear hats anymore when I go out. What I have now is honestly, truly enough for me. Even if it doesn't grow as much as I would like it to grow in the future, if I don't have that thick density at the back of my head, I'd still be okay because I still feel like I'm at a level where now I feel more confident about just stepping out and not worrying about what other people have to say about my hair, because in a way there is a little bit of coverage there, but in all honesty, I'm happy with it. A lot of people in the comments do mention that I should probably just get an SMP done. It is something I am considering, but I still want to wait until that 18 months have passed and then I'll really assess from there. I don't think I want to do another hair transplant because I think 2 honestly is more than enough for the amount of grafts that have been extracted from my head, which is close to 10,000. So I don't know if I have more grafts to give, but in all honesty, I'm pretty happy with what it is now. Alright, so let's jump right into the 360 view of the hairline, the mid-scalp, the crown, as well as the donor area. Welcome back to staring at my very confused looking face, but let's focus on the hairline instead. As always, it's intact and looking good. As I move over to the side awkwardly, you can see my donor area looks fine here. I had just gotten a haircut with a number 3 guard on the sides, so it is a little more shorter than usual. For the back of my donor area, although I got a short cut, I barely see any patchiness after 10,000 grafts being extracted. The top of my crown is also slowly filling up more. Lastly, the other side of my donor area looks like it's been untouched after a hair transplant. Now let's look at the close-ups of the hairline and the mid-scalp, as well as the crown. My hairline has held up really well, even after 2 years of my original hair transplant. I was worried it would not grow back fully when I went to get the second one done, but it looks even better than ever now. Same goes for my mid-scalp. I'm really glad I added some grafts in the area the second time around, and it's really given me even more fullness there. Lastly, for the crown, although it is not as dense as my hairline or mid-scalp, it's still more than I ever had before. There is still some time for it to grow out, but until then, styling my hair in a particular way helps give a more fuller look. And now let's look at the monthly progress of the top-down view of my hair from the first month up until the 10th month. Months 1 to 3 are really the most dreadful period of a hair transplant. As you can see, it did not look pretty. But once month 4 to 6 came around, my transplanted hairs really started to take growth, but still very slowly. From month 7 to 9 is really where I started to see more growth on the crown, giving it a more dense look. And finally, month 10 is where we are now, and it's taking its time to grow out. Okay, let's talk about some of the aftercare that I've been using. As usual, always taking Finasteride every morning. I take 0.5 milligrams every morning at this present moment in time. I used to take more, but as time has progressed and I've seen how stable my hair has been, I've decided to reduce that dosage to 0.5 milligrams from the previous 1 milligram. Now, I also take vitamins every morning, and trust me, there are a lot that I take, not only just for my hair health, but also just for my general health. You can also tag along and try to take some of these as well. It would definitely help boost your hair growth, but some of the more important ones especially are biotin and any type of vitamin B complex. The next thing, which again I always talk about, is very important to take even after a hair transplant, is still Minoxidil. If you want to see hair growth, Minoxidil is the way to go, as it helps boost hair growth on your scalp. The Minoxidil brand that I use is called GRAFTS. It has been a game changer for me ever since I picked it up. I've been using it every morning and nights. I apply it onto my donor area as well as on my scalp. If you stay consistent with it, you will see results over time. GRAFTS is especially good because they have added DHT blockers within its formula. If you're afraid of taking Finasteride, you can always just stick to this, but it is also recommended to take Finasteride with Minoxidil. They work hand in hand together, but if you're scared to use Finasteride because of its side effects at the beginning, you can always try this formula first. I also use a Dermaroller time to time on my scalp, on the areas that I want to see hair growth as well. So at the moment I am using it more on my crown because I do think my hairline and my mid scalp look pretty good as it is. So I'm just trying to see if I can get more hairs to grow and sprout out of my crown using a Dermaroller as well. Now, the next thing I have been using is the Revita Hair Density Shampoo and Hair Density Conditioner. Now, both of these products have been great in the past for me, but I've recently just switched over to the Revita Extra Strength Hair Density Shampoo, only because I wanted to see how well my hair would grow even more after the fact. And I've been using it for about a month and a half now, and I've been seeing some small results, because as they do say, it takes about 45 days to see some real progress, and I'm going to be continuing to document myself using that. I do have a discount code on these products as well. If you're interested to get a discount on some of these products, the link is all in the description below. Lastly, I have been using Rosemary Oil every other day, but I've actually started to not use it as much. I'll tell you why. Basically, I've had some weird reaction on my scalp using Rosemary Oil, so I don't know if it's for me at the present moment of time. I used to try doing it every other day, but now I've done it maybe every 2 days. I'm just gonna monitor that situation, only because I got really itchy on my head after applying it a couple times. I don't know, maybe it was a reaction from something else, but I'm just gonna monitor that and see how it goes. But again, rosemary oil apparently is really good for your hair. I was starting to see some effects of growth, but then I got this weird irritation to my scalp, so I just decided to take it easy and slow down on that one and just focus more on the other aftercare that I have for now. So for Fibres, I don't really use it anymore. It's really weird to say because I used to buy so many different types of fibers to use on my scalp whenever I headed out for any type of event or function. I honestly can't remember the last time I used it. The truth is that whenever I would use it and come back home, I'd have to know for a fact that I had to wash my hair every time before I headed to bed. It was always this thing that I was like, man, I have to wash my hair again and again and again every single time I came back home after using Fibres, which is the most annoying thing, to be honest. I've been so thankful that my hair right now is at a stage where I don't have to worry too much about using Fibres. There are, of course, other people out there who still need it, and I would still highly recommend it because it saved me in a lot of situations back in the day. And if you're somebody who's not ready for a hair transplant but still want to get some sort of coverage, definitely use Fibres. I have a bunch of links to the products that I used to use in the description below as well. Check those out because yeah, again, I still do think they're worth recommending. Overall, the progress of my hair has been great. Not gonna lie, very happy with it. I have so much going on in my life that sometimes I don't even stop to think about my hair nowadays. And it's not even a thing that comes up ever. I don't have to think of, oh shoot, what if people see a bald patch? What if people see that there's some hair missing in this area? It doesn't matter to me anymore, in all honesty. And it's given me such a relief that I don't stress about it. It is a very stressful thing because I went through that majority of my life losing hair. I'm just glad I'm at a point where now I can confidently be okay with myself. And that goes for you as well. I do have a one-on-one service for you to talk to me if you have any issues with your hair, or if you're considering getting a hair transplant, or if you just want to have a chat about what you can do to help bring your confidence back. There's a link below. You can book some time with me and we can definitely try to help you as well. Literally everyone that I've spoken to has always had a positive outlook on trying to get a hair transplant or trying to get their hair back. So if you do want to spend that time with me, I'm always happy and always all ears to listen to you guys. Okay, I think that wraps up for today's video. I'm really excited to see where the next couple of months takes me. The more time that goes by, the less I worry about my hair, and I think that's the goal for everybody in general. So I really hope everybody out there is doing good and hopefully finding ways to get their hair back as well. Don't forget to leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.